All right. Good morning, everyone. We want to thank you for taking time to join this webinar for today. Reseller webinar for on ManageEngine for 2021. Grow your revenue with a ManageEngine solution. So yesterday was very, very insightful, and today promises to be more insightful. So because we are going to take one of our flagship products, which is ServiceDesk Plus. Meanwhile, before we go straight to the webinar, I'm going to give a brief of what we as a Tranter IT, what we do and what ManageEngine, the relationship between ManageEngine and Tranter IT. So that's where we're going to comment for now. And like I said, as this webinar goes, you have the opportunity to send in your questions, and just to look at the chat box and send in your questions, and then at the end of the webinar, we'll be able to answer your questions. And those ones that we could not, we cannot tweet, we'll just get a feedback to you after the webinar. All right, thank you. So today is we're going to treat ServiceDesk Plus as one of the ManageEngine flagship solution, and basically we actually put this as one of the solution because of the number of requests. We have a series of requests from all our partners, and more of for the fact in the financial industry, government industry, and the other starters, we have the big player in this industry using these solutions. And we know that this is one of the solutions that every starters we want to use to resolve incident and other IT services as the case may request. Okay. So Tranter IT. Tranter IT is an IT infrastructure company. So the brand actually was established in 1990, and Tranter IT itself is founded in 2004. So we have actually grown immensely. We have over 300 staffs with about 250 IT engineers over every part of this country. 36 states of Nigeria, we have over 250 technicians, IT engineers in over 36 states of this country, and they are well trained. Like I told you yesterday, we have a resource full of IT engineers. They are vast, and we have those that are majors in all the ManageEngine solution. Yesterday we have one of our colleagues too that treated the OpManager Plus. Today we have a different person entirely that is going to treat the OpManager ServiceDesk Plus solution. So this tells you that we have enough resource when it comes to IT services and IT engineers. So also we have over 24 clients over the years, and more than about 74% of the commercial banks are actually, we are servicing them, and they are using this solution as we speak. So ManageEngine has been in existence for over 18 years, and we have over 1,800 organizations over using this solution. And as I said yesterday, ManageEngine solution has over 90 plus products. So this gives you opportunity to push ManageEngine to any starter as the case may be. And we have over 3,000 admins, and this solution has been in over 190 countries as we speak. So these are more likely solutions that we are familiar to, right? These are like a flagship solution of ManageEngine. If you can see from my slide, there is IT help desk solution, which is the ServiceDesk Plus that we are treating today. There is actually has other solution in there. We have the SupportCentre Plus in ServiceDesk Plus, and also there's this desktop central and mobile device management. This is one of the solutions too in the product of ManageEngine. It has suite of add-ons on these solutions up to about 6. It's actually a 6-in-1. solution. We have IT operation management, which is one of the solutions we created yesterday, OpManager, and also we have OpManager under this. And also there's Active Directory management, which actually focuses on the ADs and the IT security, which is majorly on the IT security, and also more of the same solution. And we have the analytics for reporting. Yes, this is about time for the webinar to commence. I want to make you understand that this is not more like a webinar we're just doing for fun. We want to use this as a medium to empower our partners to be able to push ManageEngine in 2021. We understood that the crisis could not allow people to actually sell more more last year because of the pandemic, and we are actually confident, and we believe that this year 2021 promises to be the best of the year we are looking at for. And so we want you to take advantage of this opportunity to learn about ManageEngine solution. I have one of my colleague, is Lawrence. He has been the one in this field of ITSM solution, and is vast when it comes to ITSM and also STP. So he's going to take us through the everything that you need to know about ServiceDesk Plus, and feel free to just type in your questions. Why he's on, whatever issues you have, just type in. We're going to resolve all and ensure that I want to ensure you that you're going to have the best of time. So at this point, I'm going to introduce Lawrence to come in and commence with the ServiceDesk Plus solution and the reason why you should go for this solution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Henry. I really appreciate the introduction thus far. And I bid you all welcome to the webinar, day 2 of the webinar today. And we'll be looking at ITSM solution, specifically Servicex Plus. Like rightly pointed out, is actually one of the very flagship solutions from ManageEngine, and it cuts across industries in Nigeria. It's not just limited to the banking industry. I need to also point out that in the manufacturing industry, this is actually a very good solution that we've tested the ground and is accepted. It's being used in the aviation industry. It's also being used by at least one of the airlines in Nigeria at the moment. And this actually cuts across industries that actually needs to automate the process by which tickets are being received, by which KPIs are being measured, and the like. So I bid you all welcome once again, and I promises that today's session is going to be as great as yesterday, and it's going to give you the very best of ITSM solution, ServiceX Plus. So the very first point, which is why ServiceX Plus in 2021. ServiceX Plus is actually a very, very important tool in measuring KPIs. It needs to be pointed out. It cannot be overemphasized in a situation where we need to check how well our technicians are actually picking up tickets, how they are attending to tickets that are coming for requesters. You don't want to have an unsatisfied requester or unsatisfied user. You want to make sure that you give them the very best of solutions in terms of when their tickets are raised and how they are being attended to, surveys that comes thereafter. So these are actually the options that we'll be looking at as we go on. The very first slide sheet that we have on the screen at the moment is talking about the options of deployment. We need to also point out at this point that you can actually deploy both on-prem and on cloud. What do I mean by this? You can actually have a physical server within your environment or a VM that is set up to install the option of on-prem installation. So you can also make use of AWS, those that are conversant with cloud computing. So you can actually deploy them on a server such as AWS. So also you can leverage on the cloud option from ServiceDesk Plus. This will allow for you to just provide your data. That's software as a service. All you just need to do is provide your data and the necessary deployment will be carried out for you. So this points out the on-prems and the cloud options for deployment. So in either of the editions that you're actually going for, you can actually have been deployed on-prem and on cloud. The very first feature of Servicex Plus that I'll be talking about is the incident management. As it is very important, or the fact that we can't do without day-to-day incidents in our various organizations or environments, it is also good to also note that there is a need for proper reporting, documentation of those incidents, and there is a holistic look at it, and resolutions are provided as at when due. This is where incident management now comes in. Incident management talks about an occurrence or a break in the day-to-day activities that are actually going on within your organization. So with incident management, you are able to create incidents that via emails or using the portal, that's logging on to the portal. And a very new wonderful feature which just came on board is the ZI. That means you're able to use the AI option from Servicedesk Plus to raise incidents. So with that, you can easily go to the portal, use the ZI option, raise incidents, and your incident will be properly routed to the appropriate technicians or set of technicians that has been configured backend to pick up such incidents. So I need to point out that you can raise incident via emails, whereby a particular email address is attached to the Servicex setup, and whenever emails hit that platform, it is automatically raised as an incident, and it can be routed to the appropriate technicians to pick up and resolve as at when due. Also, telephony option in terms that as an help desk or a point of contact, you can actually pick up your telephone, receive incidents from any of your users, and they would complain about the issues they are currently experiencing, and you as a point of contact, you go to the platform, log in such incidents on their behalf. So you can actually raise such incidents on their behalf and note it, and note the form in which the ticket came in, and also you can also note the details such as the requester names and every other details of the requester. Then also the self-service portal, which is also available for the end users by themselves, means they can actually log on. That means it can be integrated with your Active Directory, be it the native AD or the AD Azure, which is commonly in use right now. So it can be integrated, and by so means, they can actually log in with their domain credentials and be able to automatically pick their usernames and their emails, which would in turn means that after a particular incident has been raised by users, they get an automated response or an acknowledgement mail, as you might want to have it. So this means that tickets are properly routed or monitored from start to the end of such ticket lifecycle. Also, I need to also quickly point out the new feature also that has been added to the Servicex Plus, which is the ESM portal. This allows for you to create multiple instances within an organization. For example, you are a multinational that has different units within your organization, and you want to also onboard, for example, your HR, your procurement, and every one of those units onto the platform to be able to raise incidents, and incidents will be raised against them directly. So you don't necessarily need to go through the IT department before such incidents are treated. They can be raised directly to such or against such units. So with the ESM directory, you can create up to 10 instances, and those tickets will be properly routed to those various units. Moving on, we have the categorization and priority and SLA configuration for Servicex Plus. With Servicex Plus, you're able to categorize issues based on incident issues that people experience on a day-to-day basis. For example, is it an hardware related? Is it a software related? Is it an application related? So you can actually categorize issues to such a way that your end users would understand what the issues are. And furthermore, they can also add descriptions to such incidents and provide more details, such as even attachment to incidents to give it credence and be able to understand as a technician, to be able to understand the issue at the first look. Then going on, we have the SLA management. This allows for you to do service level agreement. for every issue that are raised or that can be configured, you can actually have SLAs configured for them to be resolved within the stipulated time. So we have the resolution time and the pickup time. That's the resolution time and the time for it to be picked up by the technician. So technicians are bound by the resolution time for them to actually resolve this. And if it's not resolved within the stipulated time, we have 4 levels of escalation to actually escalate such issues. So when I mentioned about measuring of KPIs, this allows for IT admins or super admins to actually measure if their technicians are actually attending to issues as at when due or within the stipulated SLAs. We have business rules, we have automated assigning of tickets. So you can also have tickets to be automatically assigned using round robin or load balancing. So with that, you can effectively manage your tickets and have them routed appropriately as at when it is supposed to be routed adequately. Then we have analysis and asset information. For every user that can be logged on to the platform, you can actually have their details and the system which is assigned to them to also pop up on each of their requests that they actually raise. So what this means is, as a technician, you don't necessarily need to start asking for more details of your user that is complaining about the system that he or she is using. As long as such assets or workstation is assigned to such user, it would automatically show as part of the details of such a user whenever there is incidents as such. Going further, we have been able to communicate with the end user. So with the use of the chat option, which is also very, very relevant in Servicex Plus, you can have a direct chat with technicians, that's between the technician and the end user. Also, replies can be provided by the end users, or the technicians can ask for more details from the end user. So with the option to communicate with end users, you can actually use a set of reply templates or doing a mail conversation. I need to also point out that moving from the ages of where when incidents are raised or via emails, you can't do the necessary or appropriate follow-ups. We can use an email conversation among a particular ticket, which will be appended as a conversation within a ticket. With the use of the ticket ID, it does not go astray. What do I mean? It means that when ticket is raised and a technician, a requester gets an acknowledgement mail, he or she can follow up that trail and do a reply via that mail, and it will be appended as a conversation on ServiceDesk Plus rather than creating a new incident. It's only going to create a new incident after such a user or a technician has derailed from such a mail trail. So that means you are no longer following up with such a mail trail. Then resolving incidents. This allows for you to create a knowledge base. As a technician, you can create a knowledge base of resolutions or solutions to issues that has been raised before now. I need to quickly point out the importance of this knowledge base, which is a module of ServiceX Plus. With the knowledge base, you are able to create a knowledge base of issues to incidents that has been raised before now. This will allow for your requesters to have a reservoir of issues that has been raised before now, and they might not necessarily need to raise new incidents when issues come up, because they can also effectively use what we refer to as keywords. So with the keywords, you can make a quick dash or a referral to issues that has been raised before now. So this will allow for you as an end user make a quick referral to issues that has been raised before now whenever you type any related keywords that can be found in the resolution. So I've been able to effectively talk about the incident from beginning to its end when those tickets are actually closed. Then after it is closed or resolved by the technician, the requester can actually get an acknowledgement mail that says your ticket has been closed. If you are not satisfied, you can actually reply on this ticket, and such ticket will be removed. If not, it will be closed. And also, surveys can actually be sent out after a particular number of tickets or a ticket has been closed. So moving on, we have the problem management module of ServiceDesk Plus. This allows for you to actually do an holistic look into series of incidents after a particular or set of incidents has been raised over time, it has been complained about by different number of people within your organization. As a IT admin or an administrator, it is quite imperative for you to actually do a proper drill down, analytic look into what is actually causing these issues and provide a permanent fix through the root cause analysis. So with the problem management of Servicex Plus, you can migrate or associate number of incidents to problems, and this would automatically mean that the technician who is assigned that role will do an holistic look, root cause analysis, and provide a permanent fix. We have on the screen how problem management can actually be raised fresh, or when incidents can actually be associated and linked to a problem. So with that, you can also go ahead and have a root cause analysis and be able to provide a permanent fix after those root cause analysis has been looked at, and after each associated incident has been closed, it automatically encapsulates into the entire problem being closed and being effectively managed from beginning to the end. Moving on, by IT standard, it is expected that every of these modules actually cascade into one another, which means that after incident has been detected, you can actually move to problem management, and from problem management, you can escalate to change management. After a problem has been detected, a fix has been profiled, there's not a need for us to carry out a change. There's a need for us to actually embark on a series of change. As a structured organization, a change does just not happen over time. It takes processes, it takes approvals, it takes stages. This means that all this needs to be documented, and every individual that are actually involved needs to take their respective positions and also be able to append their necessary approvals when it is expected. And also to get prompt notification, it is very, very vital. It cannot be overemphasized. In managing change management, you can set up a cab of 10 people. Every member of that cab needs to be carried along. They need to receive prompt notification when it's their time to approve. They need to also approve or provide comments. All these needs to be documented. So with Servicex Plus change management, you can effectively manage your change from start to finish through the different stages that we have, which first one we talk about the submission. A change requester would submit a change form detailing all the necessary details that are expected. And after such details has been documented, it is moved on to the next stage, which is the planning. At the planning stage, the backup plan, the rollback plan, all these expected processes needs to be checked by the change manager. All this would be provided by the appropriate person. Then from there, it moves on to the approval. After the at the approval stage, you can set up as many cabs as you want. That means you can have cab 1, cab 2, depending on the change type it is. If it's an emergency change, if it is a standard change, if it's a normal change, you can set up your desired number of cabs to actually take a look at it and append their approvals or disapproval as the case may be. Then we have the notification that I mentioned about, which is very, very important. If notifications need to go out to every individual that are actually involved at every stage of a change process, you need to carry them along. You cannot play down the power or importance of notification. Then moving on to the implementation stage, the implementer also gets the prompt notification that says such change has been approved. Then you can now go ahead to carry out the implementation. Then moving on, we have the post-implementation and review. Some people refer to it as UAT. So you can effectively carry out such as well. After the implementation, you will need to check necessary things. You need to tick some boxes to determine if the appropriate change was carried out. The necessary things that need to be checked, the downtime and the likes are properly checked before you go ahead to acknowledge that such a change needs to be closed, and we'll move on to the next phase of our planning. So moving on, we have the project management module of Servicex Plus. With the project management module of Servicex Plus, you're able to effectively plan your project from start to finish. You're able to move your projects from MS projects and onboard them to the ServiceDesk Plus and effectively manage them from each task that you create to milestones to adding resources that actually manage each of these tasks. You create a problem which would effectively be managed from the application end, and effectively you can create each task and which will cascade into the milestones. And each of these tasks that you create can actually be assigned to individuals or technicians to actually see them through. And with that, you're able to effectively track your project from start to finish. Like I mentioned, you can also import your project, ongoing projects from MS Project format into the application and effectively manage ongoing projects. So it's not just projects that you want to start from scratch. You can also effectively onboard ongoing projects and effectively manage them as an IT admin or as a project manager within an organization. So you can effectively do that as well. You can use the Gantt chart to track the progress of your project as it's going, and also you can also make file attachments where they are necessary within your project. Then you can go ahead and close the project. As you are closing each of task or milestone, they are reflected in overall percentage closure of your ServiceDesk of your project as you are going on. That means you can effectively adequately manage your project from scratch to finish, and also onboard ongoing projects that you have within your organization. Moving on, we have the service request management, which we also refer to as service catalog. This allows for you to effectively take requests from your users. They are requesting for services. This is actually not a day-to-day disruption to activities. This is actually when services needs to be rendered to your end users, such as an IT unit needs to provide laptop for a user A that just joined the organization, or the procurement unit needs to provide some certain furnitures for a new user that just joined the organization. With ServiceX Plus, you can create a template of service that each of these units actually render or deliver. So what means is, as a user, you can effectively go there and request for any service against each of the units that provide such services. And this would properly be categorized and properly routed to the appropriate unit or individual. And also, you can also input approvals where approvals are needed. For example, when an individual is requesting for a new laptop, his head of department or unit needs to approve. These are actually configurations that can actually be done with ServiceDesk Plus. And also, you can also append SLAs, which I mentioned earlier with the incident management, with the service request management as well. You can also append SLAs. These services need to be delivered within a stipulated time. And effectively, you can monitor if such SLAs are violated or they were kept with and can be used as KPI measurement. So also you can configure the service items. You can publish such services and be made available to your end users and deliver such services. And you can also create tasks within your service request. Then SLAs can be configured like I mentioned. And also you can input approvals that are necessary within your configurations, and this would appropriately go through approvals and will be made available when such is approved or disapproved, depending on what is done or what is configured during the configuration phase. Going on, we have the knowledge-based management, which I briefly mentioned earlier, but I would talk about it elaborately now. This allows for you to upload series of solutions to incidents before now, or as they are happening, you are providing resolutions to issues and you can send them for approvals. I need to mention that it is very key. As a technician, you don't just put out resolutions without the approvals of the head of unit or the appropriate individual who is meant to approve them. This KB or knowledge base allows for you as a technician to provide a list of how issues has been resolved before now. With that, you can provide a list of issues that you've experienced out of experience or because of the way you've actually been able to resolve them before now. You can effectively look at it and provide resolution, and it will be sent for approvals. And after it is approved, it will be made available for your end users. Another very vital feature I need to point out is the use of keywords. Your users don't necessarily need to raise new incidents when they have a related issue that has been provided for in the resolution base. This what means, or the implication of this is that as a new user that is about to raise a new incident, whenever he punches any related keyword in the subject field, he would get a referral that says this particular issue is actually available in the resolution base. So you can quickly make a quick dash and look at it and provide a quick self-service for yourself as a user. So you don't need to disturb the IT unit regarding those issues. Then also at the self-service portal of each and every of your user, they actually have access to this solution base. So they can quickly make a quick dash, how to set up Outlook. I can quickly make a quick dash there. I can even search for it from my self-service portal, how to set up Outlook, how to, my mouse is not coming up, what are those necessary checks. As long as these are provided for by the IT unit or the appropriate units, this will be made available or published to your users to be able to attend to themselves and quickly make some quick resolutions and resolve issues by themselves. I need to also move on to asset management, which is very, very key. It's a very, very important feature of Servicex Plus. I will talk about asset management next, which talks about being able to effectively manage IT and non-IT assets. I need to emphasize that it can manage both IT and non-IT assets. What do I mean by IT assets? IT assets are IP enabled, those that can actually be configured, that can take IPs. Those are what I mean by IT assets, such as computers, the routers, the switches, and the likes, the printers that can take various form of configurations, such as SNMP version 1, 2, or 3. Then also Windows devices or Linux devices. These all assets can actually, IT assets can actually be effectively managed. They can be automatically fetched onto the platform. I repeat, they can be automatically fetched onto the platform. That means you can do an automated scan that would capture all your IP-enabled assets, such as workstations, routers, and the likes. You can do a domain scan or a network scan, which would automatically onboard them. And what do you stand to gain? What do you stand to see? This will show you an inventory of all your IT assets within your organization. You're able to see the hardware components of all your workstations. You want to see all the drives that are actually installed on such a workstation. You want to see the last logon user. You want to see all the software that are actually installed on such a workstation or numerous workstations that you actually have within your organization. All this would be shown to you live. You would effectively see them and effectively be able to manage them. Also, going on, you'll be able to do software license management, which means you can onboard your enterprise license on the platform and effectively be able to manage all this software, because it has actually captured all the software that are actually installed. So you can do onboarding of your enterprise license that you actually purchased, and also you can make contract management of all these your softwares that you actually have onboarded. It would be able to effectively do like a reminder to you whenever such contracts are about to expire. You can configure a 30-day ahead notification, a 60-day ahead notification, depending on how you want to receive such notification and at what frequency. You can effectively get that notification, and you won't lose sleep of any of your licenses or any of your workstations or any of your license agreement or SLA agreements that you actually have with various vendors within your organization. Like I pointed out, you have management of both IT assets and non-IT assets. So you also can onboard non-IT assets using an Excel sheet. You can onboard non-IT assets in bulk, and you would effectively also have an inventory of such as desktop, your desk, your seats, your chairs that you actually use in the office. You want to have an inventory, you want to have their total numbers, you want to calculate their depreciation values from start to finish. You can effectively use the asset management module of Servicex Plus to effectively do that as well. Another one which I also need to also point out is being able to build interrelationship CIs among your various CIs using the CMDB of ServiceX Plus. With the ServiceX Plus asset management tool, you are able to carry out CMDB, configuration management database. You are able to show various interdependencies among your various CIs. You are able to see from this particular server what and what is actually dependent, or who is managing that particular server. This would show if this particular server should go down, who and what, or which devices or which individuals would be affected. So you can build a business view that will show these various interdependencies, and it will effectively allow you to make effective decisions where necessary. So what are those best practices from asset management module of ServiceDesk Plus? It allows for you to gain an overall control of hardware and software inventory of all your assets that you have. Like I mentioned, you can do an automated scan, and you can also schedule such scans to go out at every individual or stipulated time, and this will capture new assets that are actually added within your environment as they are being onboarded. Note, it has to be connected for you to it has to be connected to your network for you to effectively capture them. Then also you can track assets from their life cycle, from when you actually purchase them and to the point of the retirement, and also along with the ownership. That means you can attach ownership to your workstations. I mentioned earlier that at every scan of a workstation, it shows the last logon user. So you can effectively attach such last logon users, if the details are correct, to such user and say, okay, this user actually makes use of this such workstation. So this would effectively mean that you would show who actually is with this system as that particular point in time. Like I also mentioned, being able to show the various interdependencies among your various CIs. You're able to map relationship among your various assets. You're able to see if this router should go down, if this switch should go down, what are those interfaces that will be affected. You are able to see that from the business view that you've created through the CMDB of the application. I'll go ahead to talk about the reporting. It will be so disturbing or down-heartening if we have such sweet ServiceX application that cannot do reporting. No, but with ServiceX Plus, you actually get reporting of all the modules that are actually available, from the incident to the service catalog to the asset management. There is reports available for all of them. So you can generate over 70 plus pre-configured reports. Pre-configured reports, which will allow for you to effectively be able to be abreast of what is going on. For example, as IT admin, you want to effectively be able to say within your environment how many tickets were actually resolved within a week, how many tickets were resolved within a month, how many tickets were resolved within a year, how many violated SLAs, or how many assets do I have within my organization, how many of them have RAMs that are running below a certain number or size. So you can effectively generate reports at the tip of your finger. And also you can schedule those reports to actually go out depending on the frequency that you've actually configured. So you are not just getting reports, you can also schedule reports in Excel sheets, in PDF format, and also in .csv format that you actually want to send out those reports. Like I mentioned, we have pre-configured reports of about 70 plus. Also, you can also have query reports. So it supports query report as well to be generated depending on the DB you're actually using, be it MSQL or the installed DB, which is the Postgres. You can actually generate Postgres. You can actually generate query reports to that effect as well. Also, I need to point out the customized dashboard. It's very, very superb in terms of the kind of dashboard as an IT administrator that you want to see. You want to see activities as it is going on day to day within your service desk. You want to see how many tickets is being resolved by your technicians or against them. You want to see open requests. You want to see closed requests. You want to see tickets that has been resolved. You can have a beautiful dashboard to show this effectively. So you are not just walking in the blind on a daily basis. You are also abreast of what is going on. So you are not just relying on reports. You're also having an effective dashboard to show various activities. Remember, I mentioned you can also use it to measure KPIs. This is a very, very important tool. After tickets are routed or are submitted, you want to see how your technicians are actually resolving tickets. These tickets can actually be automated. That means they can be automatically assigned or manually assigned. That means you can make use of round robin or load balancing, depending on the configuration that you actually want to embark on within your organization. I need to point out at this point, if you are going for the on-prem, what are those form of database that it supports, and what kind of servers can it be installed upon? I mentioned that you can actually use AWS for those that are conversant with cloud computing. So it's as an end user that you actually want to preach to, they don't have limitations. They want to go for the cloud platform. They can actually embrace the cloud platform, which allow for them to have access to it on the go via the mobile platform or iOS or Android. They can actually have access to them. You can actually have access to them and effectively be able to resolve tickets as a technician. Even as a user, you can easily resolve issues over time. Then also, what are those form of database that you can support? I mentioned that it comes in with an inbuilt Postgres database. Also, it supports MSQL and MySQL for those that actually have a database farm and they already have that configured within the environment. So they always ask for, can it be migrated to their own in-house database? Definitely, this is supported. Then what kind of servers can it support? Minimum server, Windows Server 2012, if it's a Windows servers, and if it's Ubuntu, so on and so forth, can also be installed on such servers. Then also, what are those browsers that it can work on? Because it's actually a web-based application. It can work on Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge, and Google Chrome, and Mozilla Firefox as well. Then I need to point out at this point the integrations that can actually be done. My colleague yesterday that talked about OpManager mentioned briefly about being able to integrate with OpManager. This also cannot be overemphasized. It can effectively be integrated with the OpManager to raise tickets as such alerts are being generated within the OpManager, and it would automatically raise as a ticket within the ServiceDesk Plus and be automatically assigned to the appropriate technicians who is meant to pick up such ticket. Also, application managers also can be integrated with it, and also SupportCentre, as issues are happening from the SupportCentre end, it can effectively be created as a ticket on the ServiceDesk platform. Also, we have the AD Manager Plus, and also another important tool it integrates with that I also need to point out is the Zoho Analytics or the Analytics Plus. The Analytics Plus is actually the on-prem, while the Zoho Analytics is the cloud platform. I need to point out this fact that this gives you drill down analytical reports for decision makers, for CIOs. They want to have wonderful dashboard to show various forms of activities. You want to have drill down decisions on the go by the reporting end. This can effectively be integrated with Zoho Analytics or Analytics Plus from ManageEngine. Then to round up, we have the editions that are actually available. We have the standard. The standard talks about the incidents. You have access to the incidents, self-service portal, knowledge base, multi-site support, SLA management, and help desk report. So this is the list of the editions that are actually available, which is the standard. This allows for you to do basically just IT help desk management. So you are able to just manage incidents effectively. Then moving on, we have the professional, which allows or combines the standard and asset management. So this allows for you to be able to do incident management and asset management. So you're able to do software asset management. You're able to do an inventory of all your assets. You're able to do purchase management and contract management. Then moving on to the highest of the order of editions that are actually available is the enterprise. The enterprise allows for you to do incident management, problem management, change management, IT project management, service catalog, which is service request, asset management, CMDB, and direct. So this allows for you to basically have every other modules that are actually available. So Mr. Henry will continue from here.
Interesting. Lawrence, I want to thank you for that insightful knowledge on ServiceDesk Plus. In fact, I was actually carried away by the flow chart, the incident flow chart, the problem flow chart, and the change management flow chart. So it's very, very, very insightful. I really got something from that, and I hope all our listeners here got one or two things in this webinar. Lawrence, thank you very much. So we're going to proceed with this the webinar. So also don't forget to drop in your questions and on the chat box. So we are going to treat all the questions at the end of the webinar. So I'm going to proceed to the next stage of the webinar. Good. Now, why are we going for ManageEngine? Why should your client go for ManageEngine? That's the question, because most of the CIOs will ask you, why should I go for this solution? So, and we've actually given a brief of what this solution can actually do, right? So, because one, ManageEngine solution is user-friendly, meaning that you can is something that you can implement and configure at just very, very easy for you to configure and implement. So it doesn't require any expertise or maybe rocket science to implement the solution. So once you get the solution, it's something that you can easily implement. So with that gives every organization or IT firm that actually does not really have more expertise in terms of implementation and configuration to get this solution. And another thing again is the suite of product that we have. So ManageEngine solution can integrate with other third-party solution and also other solution, as we say, because one, we have 90+ solution, as we said earlier on, and from the flow chart you can see the integration flow chart. ManageEngine can integrate with almost all the ManageEngine solutions. So you don't need another product to integrate with a particular product you've sold in the client environment. Say, for example, now I sell ServiceDesk Plus, and I want to integrate it with a reporting tools. So we have two options for you. We have Zoho Analytics. If the client actually bought a cloud version of ServiceDesk Plus, then he will have to go for a Zoho Analytics. With that Zoho Analytics, you can get a reporting dashboard and see list of the reporting and activity that is going on the ServiceDesk Plus. But if the client got an on-premise solution of license of ServiceDesk Plus, then we recommend the Analytics Plus. With the Analytics Plus, you can be able to spool out reports and see the report from the dashboard. So it's more like you are still within the environment. You are not integrating with other solutions. So it's very, very easy for you to integrate ManageEngine solution with other ManageEngine solutions. So you don't even need to go out looking for other solutions that will integrate with ManageEngine that can resolve the client issues. So you can actually integrate ManageEngine solution, which is SAP. You can still integrate with OpManager Plus, AD Manager, and other suite of solutions. So it's very, very important that you take this at the back of your mind, because most times people want to ask, why am I going to go for this solution when I know that there are other IT servicing solution, we have other helpdesk solution. But in this case, ManageEngine has options. It gives you options to integrate with other suite of ManageEngine solutions. So that's the reason why you should be looking at ManageEngine solution, and that's why you should push it to your client. And also, if you look at it, it's cost effective for the fact that you can integrate a ServiceDesk Plus solution with a Zoho Analytics or Analytics Plus solution or OpManager Plus Application Manager, as the case may be, shows that it's cost effective. So you are not going to get to start spooling out for a solution that can integrate with other solutions, which might be which shall be more expensive, because you're actually getting another solution to integrate with that solution you've already gotten for ManageEngine. So with this, you just within a single module, you can pick a particular, for example, if you get a desktop central solution, there are so many modules on that solution that once you just activate, you can easily activate it because it has different modules. So with this, it's very, very cost effective. So and I believe that every CIOs, every CFO will want to know if I'm going for a particular solution, what is the cost effective of this solution? So these are those things that you look at, that you tell them that they have options, right? With these options, you can integrate, right? Because you are getting, in most of the solution you're getting from ManageEngine, it's either is 6-in-1, 5-in-1. So why other solutions are giving you just one solution? ManageEngine is giving you an option of you having 6-in-1 solution, a bundled solution. So with this, anybody will want to embrace it because one, it's cost effective, and also it actually met their requirements. It's not just that the fact that it's cost effective, it's also met their requirements. So that's what you should be looking at. The other aspect again that Lawrence did explain is the customization. So there's a dashboard. You can really customize your dashboard to suit in your environment. So it's not like a rigid kind of solution that once you implement it to the environment, you cannot make some changes. You can actually make changes on the dashboard based on what you want. Even the reporting, if you check this yesterday, we had the OpManager Plus. We're able to show you the reporting dashboard. You can actually go to different type of dashboard when it comes to reporting. You can use 3D as the case may be. You want to use a map to actually, as a reporting, to view the connectivity on your OpManager Plus dashboard. So it's very, very, very customized because most of the questions, most clients and most people that are getting this solution we ask you is that this solution customizable. So look at customize. You can actually customize it at any time based on your company requirement. Because I know every company has their own policy and they want it to actually suit the solution they are going for. Why ServiceDesk Plus? So we've just give an overview on, in fact, an elaborate on what ServiceDesk Plus can actually do. So I would just expatiate on more on this, right? Lawrence said something about performance metrics, right? With the ServiceDesk Plus, you don't need to worry yourself. I have a client that I've sold to that they use this solution, ServiceDesk Plus, right now to actually for appraiser. They use it to appraise their technicians. So with ServiceDesk Plus, you can determine if your technicians are working. You will not to know those ones that are not doing their work because one, there's a flow chart already in managing incidents. So with that, you don't even need to start using paper and bio to start doing any kind of appraisal. With this solution, you can actually appraise your technicians, and you actually get to know if these technicians are productive. Because right, if in an organization that have over 5,000 to 6,000 users, right? And we want to, without any doubt, we'll know that at least in a day they will be having close to 1,000 incidents or requests from the users. So it means that those technicians will be busy resolving all those incidents and all those requests from the users. At the end of the day, they might not be able to focus on their own core activities. So with this ServiceDesk Plus, you are able to make these guys, your technicians, more productive. So these are the things that you'll be telling the CIOs when you're pushing this solution. You make them more productive by actually pushing this solution to them, because there are other things that they are doing apart from resolving incident and the rest of them. Because as you all know, there's a module that we have in the ServiceDesk Plus that talks about the knowledge base. So if there's a knowledge base on ServiceDesk Plus, that means the users can actually resolve some incident. They can actually resolve some things without the help of any technician. So that alone will make the technicians more productive, focusing on other solutions. And also you can, like I said, use this as a means of appraising their efficiency and what they've done and the activities. You can actually get an overview of what your technicians are doing. You want to reduce downtime. That is the reason why you're getting this solution, because you don't want a particular incident to linger for over 24 hours. So by the time you set thresholds, you set different levels of report on ServiceDesk Plus. Then with this, you can be able to trace if a particular incident has been resolved, right, from your desk. So as a partner, as a reseller selling this solution, these are the things that you should be pushing to your CIOs. The CIOs you are talking to, the head of technical, the head of IT, and those that are actually sitting on this, that are sitting on the approval of these solutions, right? These are the things that you should be telling them, that with this you can reduce downtime. You get clear visibility of your assets. You want to know if a particular asset is functioning, if a particular asset is depreciating. You want to know the depreciating value of this asset. You want to see what asset is being used, right? There are some assets that will be in an organization that they've not been used at all. You want to get to know those assets. So from a single dashboard, you can get this as a CIO. You don't need to start looking at all those guys that are on that seat to start asking them what's happening with this. From your seat there, you can actually check all this. So ServiceDesk Plus does all this. It reduces downtime. You get a clearer visibility of your asset, and you know that those assets that are depreciating. So for the fact that we push this solution, it's not because we just decide to sell this solution. No, we have seen those people that request for it. Though ServiceDesk Plus solution can be sold in every organization, but we have people from the financial institution, the insurance and the medical institution, academic institution, the government institution. In fact, we've sold more in the government institution and the financial institution. So the medical institution are yet to be tapped. So I'm pushing this to you right now, push this opportunity right there to the those in the medical environment and also in the academic institution, right? The universities, they have to tap into this solution. The medical institution is yet to be tapped. Sincerely, I will say this: we have so many big hospitals that they can integrate ManageEngine with their current solution, and also use it to manage incident, and also use it to reduce the downtime when it comes to the services they are actually rendering. And so you can look at it. If you want to sell this solution, there are people that you look out for: the CIOs, the CISO, the IT service management. These are the people that you push this solution to. Let them know the importance of this solution. Let them know what this solution will actually do in their environment, how it's the benefit of this solution, and how to what are those things that they stand to gain while using this solution. These are those things that you should be looking at when you're pushing this solution, because I believe that every organization will want to see the values of any solution they want to buy, right? That's what you should be looking at. So all these things that you just mentioned are those things that you should put at the back of your mind when selling this solution to your client. Okay, so yeah, this is very, very important. We have our sales process which we as Tranter IT has actually adopted, and it has worked for us over time. So you don't just believe that you an organization will just open without a process of getting these solutions. They have checked for other the solution rating and the rest of it before they now push it out and want to get it. And first of all, they would have the organization will have a pain, right? You would have seen that this is the pain that this organization have. Look at it; they are having incident. They cannot track the number of incidents they have in a particular day, right? The technicians are not effective, right? You want the SCIO cannot even know the number of assets that they have in an organization. So that is not even the right thing to actually say from a CIO. But with this solution, you can actually push it that. So you start from from the first stage sales engagement process, which is the proposal. So you look at it, we have proposal on all the reach out to me, channel@tranter.com. I will share with you all the proposals that you need for ServiceDesk Plus and other ManageEngine solutions. So by the time you share the proposal on this solution to the client, is either you share a proposal or you say we have a data sheet on this of the solution. Then when the client goes to it and feel that okay, this actually meets our pain point, then the next engagement will be demo, right? Demo, we have a resourceful house. We have we can do a presentation demo. We can do a web dev demo, as the case may maybe. So we have resources that can do that. So you don't have to bother yourself. Why? When the client is actually doubting the effectiveness of this solution. So what you should be looking at is the demo. By the time you look at the demo, you see that they go through, they see the demo and they see the dashboard and see what they can actually achieve getting this solution. I believe the client will want to go further and get this solution. So it's important that you follow these processes, right? I understand that we might have a case where we have a CIO or the head of IT that use this solution in his former organization. So he might not want to get proposal or demo because he has actually seen how it works. So once this is done, the next thing is you registering the opportunity. So it's important for me to know that you are pushing on a particular solution so that I will be able to reduce the conflict that might come in when this solution is about to be purchased by the client. Because most times we have cases where a reseller will be telling you that is the one that is pushing this opportunity, he has been pushing it. But how can I know when you have not put me in the loop? So it's important you to go to the website, Tranter website, click on the deregistration portal, register your opportunity. At the point where you are about to talk to the client, when you put the opportunity, you see all the questions that will be asked in the deregistration portal. Then you answer those questions, submit it. I will get a response immediately. You submit it. So it's important to register for your opportunity. One, for you to secure it and to reduce conflict. So and remember that we have support for those that are registering the opportunity. If you register opportunities, you are rest assured that we will support you so long you are the one that are forced to register that opportunities. Then you look at it. Once the client has done a demo, you've registered your opportunity. The next stage will be commercial. So we have resources that you can use to generate code. Like he just said right now, he said standard edition, professional edition, and enterprise edition of ServiceDesk Plus. So I used to have this challenge when you send a request to me asking for ManageEngine solution, but you cannot really tell if it is professional edition or standard edition or enterprise edition. But I believe that lawyers have been able to clear that. If you're looking at just an incident, an help desk solution alone, then you are going for a standard solution. You are going for the standard edition of ManageEngine. But if you're looking at help desk and assets together, if the client is looking at the help desk and asset together, then you should be looking at the professional edition. But if the client wants to get an overall of the standard, which is how to do with the help desk, the professional, we have to do with help desk and the and assets, which and also problem management and the rest of it. Then also you want to get to see the change and the CNDP and the rest of it. Then you go for the enterprise edition of ServiceDesk Plus. So these are ways that you pull out what the client wants to achieve while getting this solution. It's not just you sending ServiceDesk Plus for 5 technicians and notice. And I also know that ServiceDesk Plus is licensed based on technicians and the number of nodes. Number of nodes has to do with the asset. So you should note all this when you are sending your request. Also, if you know you don't know how to pull out this customer's client request, then reach out to me. I have a questionnaires, a custom questionnaires for ServiceDesk Plus and other ManageEngine solution. I can share that with you. With that, you just send to the client. I believe the client fills the questionnaire, they can get the best of what they want. Right? Once this is done, and the client sees that, oh, this costing is not okay, it's not too much for us to actually get this solution, or look at it that okay, yeah, it's fine for us, then they will want to go for POC. Because at the point of POC, the client would have seen the cost of solution and I see that it's actually fitting to their budget. Then once you request for a POC, we have resourceful ground here. We have a technician guy, the technicians that specializes in all the solutions. We're going to deploy guys there and we'll do POC on this solution. And also, and after that is done, after we can actually do a POC of 1 month. After it's done, we get a PO and then deployment. So once you've deployed this solution, the client is using the solution. The next stage as a reseller that have stood in that environment, knowing fully that you have a full ground, you have people that you know in that environment, you should be looking at crossing the solution. Like I said, we have 90+ solution. ManageEngine has 90+ solution. You can sell all these solutions within a single environment. So you can cross-sell. Now you've sold ServiceDesk Plus. You want to sell OpManager Plus. You want to sell SupportCentre. And you also want to sell Zoho Analytic Report, because you want them to get benefit of all this while they are selling. Because what if you don't do this, they will go out and look for other vendors that can push for other solutions. Did you let them know that this solution that just deployed into your environment can actually meet all your IT requests? So that's what you should be looking at. Look at a means of you cross-selling and upselling, and know that if you cross-sell, we have what we do as in encouraging our partner that have cross-sell within a client environment. So that's what I'm actually looking at this year. You have sold in an organization, you are the one that is managing that organization when it comes to managing engines. You have opportunity to push other solutions. If you don't know solutions to put, come and reach out to me. Then we'll talk, we'll have discussion. I will look at what the clients are doing. Then we'll know the best solution we can push to them that will actually resolve their pain. So like I said, we have resources available to you, right? Reach out to me at channel@tranterit.com. You want a flyer, you want a brochure on a ManageEngine, you want data sheets, you want solution boost, demo link on all the solutions, you want a video overview, because most times the clients want to get a video. They don't want you to start telling them stories. I can share a video, a WhatsApp video on each of these solutions, push it to you, and you send it to your client. And you can also reach out to me if you want a sample of proposals that you need to push out to your client. I have this, as I said earlier on, we have the registration portal where you can register your opportunity. As a potential partner, you want to become ManageEngine partner. You want to join this race of successful partners. You want to sell this solution to your organization, then you want to become a partner. Then go to tranterit.com, click on the registration, then you become there, you fill all the forms and send, then you get a pop-up of the agreement document, you sign and send to me, then I will sign and send back to you, then you become a partner. So it's just that process. You become a partner with ManageEngine. So at this point, I would want to also look at the questions and session. So I will go through this chat box. Why Lawrence will go through the chat box? Why he will ask them, we'll be reading out the questions. So those ones that will be treated, we will actually going to treat that immediately, and those we cannot tweet now, we'll have to respond to you via mail, or we're actually going to send a mail. And also get to know that at the end of this webinar, we're going to send these video links and the videos on OpManager, ServiceDesk Plus, and other things that you need to sell this solution. So Lawrence, I want you to take up this question and answer session. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Henry. I quickly needed to respond to one of the chats that we had requesting for your email. So I dropped channels at tranterit.com. So you asked about email address to ask for questionnaires and proposals. So I just dropped that as a response. So I'm going back to the Q&A now quickly. One of the very first questions that we have here is, how can I customize module? How can a customized module be created in Servicex Plus? What you mean by custom module? We already have a list of modules that are actually available from Servicex Plus that ranges from incidents, service catalog, asset management. So all these are available modules. So I don't know if you can provide clarifications. These are actually modules that are actually available from Servicex Plus, already configured, that has been created before now. So no additional modules, except they are being released by the OEM, which one of them recently, which is the release management, which is one of the modules that was recently added. The next one, is it possible to raise incidents via API? Yes, Servicex Plus actually supports API integration. It can be integrated with third-party applications that can actually push requests, and that means Servicex Plus can actually accept APIs, can accept requests, can also get requests. The next one, it says, can a workflow that will help to automate employee onboarding be set up in Servicex Plus? Please explain. Yes, you can actually automate a process of automated employee onboarding, that's creating of employee profile and the likes. You can actually create a service request to that purpose, where the HR will actually initiate it, and it will go through the necessary approvals and every details, such as emails, laptops, provisions, email account provisions that needs to be provided for such, and a new employee would be provided by the IT unit as long as the HR has initiated the process through the service request. Can service request be made on Servicex Plus? Since you have dwelled more on the incident, I guess this must have been early in the presentation, which we later talked about service request. So it is possible to also have service request, which we talked about towards the end. Is it possible for requesters to edit requests raised by technician on their behalf? Yes, it is possible if they are given that right. So it's actually a rule-based right. So you can actually do it in such a way that such requesters can edit, and you can also disable it from the requesters. Can the solution in the knowledge base be categorized for proper sorting? Yes, it can be categorized. You can have hardware, you can have, depending on the various form of categorizations that you might wish to have. So we already have some pre-configured categorization at the moment on Servicex Plus that are available. You can edit that, you can delete that, you can create new ones. The next one says, how will a root cause analysis in problem analysis be carried out? Okay, this does not necessarily mean that the root cause analysis will be carried out on Servicex Plus itself. In a case where you have, let me give a simple example. You have a problem that has to do with internet going down frequently. You need to know why is it going down. You need to look at those various analyses. And in providing this root cause analysis, you need it documented on your Servicex Plus to be able to show whenever you are generating reports, or whenever you are justifying the need for you to actually embark on a change of your ISP. So you will attach such root cause analysis either by an attachment of documents or by explaining it in text. Can I export the Gantt chart in Excel format? It is actually exportable. How can questions be asked from the requesters in service request workflow? Okay, yes, in conversation, both incident and service request, you actually have conversations. So you can, as a technician, you can actually reply on such a service request, and it will be appended at the conversation. The requester will actually get those notifications, and also when they log onto the platform, they would see such questions that you can request for more information. So also can a requester reply on such a conversation after he or she has raised a service request. Does the request form have form rules? Yes, it does. Regarding reporting, we know a daily report schedule will send every day of the week. How can it be tweaked to send only for Monday to Friday? By Monday to Friday, you mean it sends on Monday and on Friday? It's possible to actually have such a report customized. I don't know. Let me quickly explain that in terms of leaving out weekends, which is off work, you can actually configure what we refer to as from the application and now the working period that you actually have. For example, some organizations have their own working period to be Monday to Friday. So you can actually have that configured and also have the time in which you actually work. So also to put in consideration your tickets when tickets are being created, and also not to allow for unnecessary violation of SLAs. How do I manage multiple requests from same users? Definitely, it allows for you to link or merge requests. So with Servicex Plus, you can actually merge similar requests that look you want them to be one. You can actually merge them into a one parent request. How do I manage similar requests? I just answered that. Can Servicex Plus be integrated with Outlook such that technician will manage issues right from their email pan instead of signing into Servicex Plus? Okay, with new features of Servicex Plus Cloud, you can actually integrate with Outlook in such a way that from your Outlook as a user, you can raise incident, also you can raise service requests. By clicking on a particular mail, it would, after the integration must have been done, it would pop up and show, do you want to raise this as a service request on ServiceX Plus, or you want to raise it as an incident on ServiceX Plus? It would immediately pop up and it will be raised as an incident or a service request. Does the purchase module manages issues about exchange rates? No, at the moment it does not. And the very last one on my Q&A, it says, how do we get that portal? Portal, by portal, you mean the demo site? If it's by demo site, Mr. Henry would oblige that and provide more details regarding that. So I believe I've been able to address all the questions that I have under the Q&A. Let me quickly check the chat. Okay, it says, what are the distinct features in cloud version and against the on-prem? Okay, that's very wonderful question. The cloud, which allows for you to only provide just your data, you are not providing any physical form of saver within your environment. For example, you just come with signing up just as the way you sign up for an email account. So you provide an email that will be used to sign up, and every other details, CSI and the likes, would always be provided. You don't need to provide a physical server within your environment. You don't need to provide a database for storage. You don't need to also worry yourself about downtime in terms of its availability. The OEM worries themselves, provides the availability 24/7 around the clock. And also, in terms of managing physical infrastructure, with the on-prem, you don't with the cloud, you don't need to worry yourself about that end. Also, in terms of feature, I need to point this out. At the moment, the cloud version actually has one of the modules, which is referred to as release management. After change, there is a need for you to carry out a release management. This is a new feature that is available for the cloud at the moment, but not on the on-prem. Outside of that, every other features are actually available at both ends. But in terms of distinct features, we have the release management available for cloud, while for on-prem at the moment, that feature is not available. So I believe I've been able to answer that question as well. Thank you so much, all.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very wonderful, in fact, a very, very good question from Mr. Ajibola, right? So you have the opportunity to learn more about this solution by reaching out to me if you want to get more information about ManageEngine solution. So, and also, if you want to get things that you need to push this solution to your client, just reach out to me, then I will going to share that with you. Right, so we want to thank everyone for taking time to join this webinar. In fact, I will say it's a wonderful and 1 hour time spent with us. And also, I want to believe that we actually gained something from this webinar. We appreciate every of our partners that actually joined for this day 2 of the ManageEngine webinar on ServiceDesk Plus. And also, we are looking forward to a very, very, very wonderful or insightful webinar tomorrow. That's for the Log 360. You want to know, you want your client to see how to actually get overlooked or to see security. You want to get the logs. You want to get logs from all your devices, all your network devices, and the rest of it. Then you don't have to worry yourself anymore. You have the solution that can actually reach out to, that can actually meet up to your requirement. Log 360 is one of the same solutions that we actually have. And so it's actually robust, but we're going to drill it down to the point that you understand, to the point that you can actually push it out to your client. So once more, I thank you all. Lawrence, I thank you. Thank you all the partners that are here, and also the potential partners that actually sign up for this webinar. we want to once more thank you for coming in. I will believe that you're going to take up time to reach out to join in for the tomorrow webinar. Also, we want to assure you that the slides and also the link to this video will be shared with you for you to have proper understanding on how this solution is. And also you can reach out to me for any other information that you want to get. I think my email has been shared on this platform. So thank you very much. At this point, we want to, I don't know if Lawrence have anything to say at this point, so we can just
that will be all from my own end. Thank you so much, Mr. Henry, and thank you also for participating in today's session. Hope to see you all tomorrow.
It's been a wonderful time, so we want to call it a day. Thank you, everyone. Do have a lovely day ahead. We wish you a blissful and a wonderful day ahead. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful day. Bye.